As I sit down and reflect on 2024, my 33rd year of life, I am overwhelmed with a deep sense of gratitude and pride in how far I've come. This year has been nothing short of a journey, marked by heartbreak, resilience, undeniable growth, and most importantly, a deep connection to my faith in Jesus. At the beginning of the year, I lost the building that housed my business, a space that I poured so much of myself into. It felt like the foundation of my dreams was crumbling. Then came my mother's diagnosis, a blow that shifted my entire perspective on life. It was a season of uncertainty and a fear as I brought my parents into my home to care for them during one of the most challenging times of their lives. I felt stretched beyond what I thought I could handle, balancing their needs, my own family, and career that felt increasingly unsteady. Through these trials, my faith in Jesus became my anchor. I leaned into Him in ways I never had before, seeking comfort, guidance, strength, and in the Word. My prayers became more vulnerable, my worship more intentional, and my trust in His plan more unwavering. Even when I couldn't see a path forward, I learned to rest in His promises, and He works all things together for good. It's crazy how the more you connect with God, He has a way of revealing yourself to yourself. Relationships in my life had suffered for a while, and I had either been too busy to know or too busy blocking things out. Our differences had created wedges that made me feel misunderstood and frustrated. At the same time, cracks in my marriage started to show. It was a year that tested me as a woman, a wife, and a daughter. Yet somehow I refused to let the weight of the world break me. As 2024 progressed, I chose to embrace change instead of resisting it. I found a new career path, one that reunited my passion and brought me into alignment with my purpose. For the first time, I was making the kind of money I always dreamed of, which felt like a testament to all of the years of hard work and sacrifice. The challenges in my marriage became an opportunity for healing. Through honest conversation, counseling, and willingness to fight for each other, my partner and I found our way back to love. By the end of the year, our marriage was not only intact, but it was also thriving in ways that I never seen possible. I learned the power of patience, forgiveness, understanding, and discovered that many of our conflicts may have come from lack of communication. By fostering mutual respect, we created a healthier dynamic that allowed us to move forward with peace. On a professional front, I celebrated the successful completion of a full season of my podcast. Rebuilding my relationship with my co-host was not easy, but it taught me the value of humility, forgiveness, and a shared vision. Together, we created something beautiful, and the feedback from our listeners reminded me of why I started this journey in the first place. Through all these changes, God blessed me with new relationships, connection with people who poured into me, encouraged my growth, and reminded me of the importance of community. These individuals became a lifeline, offering wisdom, prayer, and friendship when I needed it most. They helped me see the beauty in what God was doing in my life and reminded me that I was never alone. As I step into 2025, I carry lessons of this year with me. I know that even in my darkest moments, I am capable of rising. My faith in Jesus has grown stronger, my relationships are flourishing, and I'm entering a new year with a renewed sense of purpose and peace. 2024 taught me the power of perseverance, faith, and grace. And while I wouldn't want to relive the pain, I wouldn't trade the growth for anything. This year was my turning point, and I am ready to embrace 2025 with open arms, knowing that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Here's to a year of continued healing, love, abundance, and walking in faith.
2024 was cool and all, but let's talk about life before 2024.
my city. No, I'm just playing. No, but it's kind of hard to talk about like where I grew up. I grew up in so many different areas, like literally. Like, but I always, when people ask me to keep the answer short, I always say I'm from the north side, because technically I am. Like, this is where I spent like a big part of my life. Like, my grandmother lived in Scenic Woods. Still, my grandmother lived in Scenic Woods probably since my mama was 2, in the same house. I grew up at this house. I went to school from this house. Yeah, so like when people ask me, I just keep it real simple. Like, hey, I'm from the north side. I'm from Homestead. But it's weird because like I didn't go to school over here. You know what I'm saying? But like I know this area like the back of my hands, like for real, for real. So I consider this like home. Like if I had to go anywhere and be like, okay, I gotta go back home, I'm coming back to Scenic Woods. I'm coming back to 76, 32, you know? So yeah, this is where I'm from, y'all. Like, and I'm gonna give y'all a little glimpse. Here we go. Alright, hey y'all, so this is where I grew up in. So I'm about to take y'all in. But before I do that, I wanted to bring y'all to this house because I feel like even though this is not my parents' home where we lived as kids, because we lived somewhere everywhere. If you know me, you know I grew up partially in Houston, and then I went to, when I was like my 8th grade year, we moved to Louisiana. So part of my life I was in Louisiana. And so I just look at this house as like, no matter where I go in the world, whenever I come back home, this is basically my home, because this has been in our family since my mama was like 2 years old. So it's been way before I was born. It did not look like this. It did not look this nice. You know what I'm saying? Before, but shout out to my auntie, RJ Cooking Designs, on the upgrade. But it didn't always look like this. But I just think that this house represents like the evolution of who I am. I'm sure a lot of my family members can say the same thing. Like, this house has been here for a long time. Like, I have so many memories in this house. Like, and I'll put some on here, like just Christmas Day, my grandma laying all our stuff out on the couch, and it's just so many memories here. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take y'all in.
She was my house. I said, oh, no. They got a good person. Why are you doing
This is my mom, my aunt.
She does the deep. That's a lie. That's a lie from a piece of head. That's amazing stuff. So had they hired me, you know what I would have done? I would have given each ministry a template. And I would have been at each meeting, the first 2, appointed some people to, like, run the meetings and stuff like that, but I still would have been involved in it.
So this is the room that I grew up in that used to be like our playroom, but my grandmother has, like I said, redid her house and made this room into a walk-in closet. The girl is just fabulous. The girl is just really fabulous. Me and Carrie. Carrie again. It's my whole family.
Well, I didn't know I was about to have a granddaughter, but I knew that my first grandchild was on the way, and I was elated. And the day that your dad called, Christmas Day, I was putting my turkey and dressing in the oven, and he nervously said, I'm about to go to the hospital because we having the baby. And I ran out of the house screaming. My grandchild is on the way.
I have been the first, for a lot of people, first child, the first grandchild. And that has been a very heavy load to carry. It has its perks, for lack of better words, but it also just comes with a very heavy load. Sometimes I don't want to be the person to figure things out. I don't want to be the person to just do what's best for everybody else. I don't want to be the person that takes the shorter end of the stick, or simply be the strongest soldier. I feel like I've always been held to a higher standard than my siblings, my peers around me. Today, I just want to be average like everybody else. I just want to be mediocre. I just want to, and not to say everybody is mediocre, but I just want to give what everybody else can give, and everybody else says that's enough.
My firstborn, and you were my first and only daughter. So your role in my life was very important and also nerve-wracking. I grew up where my mom had 3 girls, so just to have one and to be successful raising you was very nerve-wracking, because I wanted you to be the best. I wanted you to be better than me. So I wanted your growth to succeed mine, to supersede mine. I enjoyed only having one daughter so that I could pour into you all that I could to make you, with God's help, to be a successful young lady in life. So it was important for me to see the fruits of my labor once you became an adult. You were not like me. You were more quiet. You were more reserved. Gave me little to no problems growing up. So you were a blessing to have. I just always doted on the young lady that you were, even growing up, compared to myself, especially. I was just so proud that God had given me such a good little girl.
In our childhood, like, how did you feel about our upbringing? Like, how we, like, if we look back now, like, at our upbringing, we kind of grew up different than other people. Like, with our parents being entrepreneurs, us staying at the house.
We got a bunch of good memories, bad memories, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of stuff that made us. Man, it was good stuff and it was bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? We seen coming up that helped us. You know what I'm saying? That helped us to become who we are today. You know what I'm saying? It was all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff we learned coming up by seeing our parents being entrepreneurs, running businesses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got a chance to see what it's like running our own businesses.
Really, like, I feel like our parents were like ahead of their time. Like, you know, a lot of the stuff that they doing, what they did back in that time, like, people doing now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, a lot of people parents with no entrepreneurs. They ain't had their own building, their own shop. Like the stuff that I'm doing, like what I did with the shop, like y'all doing with Tight Cuts, like they've been doing that since we was little. So I feel like it gave us like insight and an advantage on, like we wasn't scared to do no stuff like that. That was normal for us, like to go open a business and just be in a shop. Like most people like in suites and you know what I'm saying? Like our stuff we done in our life really was advanced past the people that's our age. You know what I'm saying? Right. How did y'all feel about Body Conscious, the beginning of Body Conscious, and how Body Conscious kind of ended?
I was excited about Body Conscious from the beginning. I knew it was gonna be good because it was something new and popping, and it was good. At the end, it was still good. It just finances. And I think the industry kind of faded out, but it was still good all the way to the end. You didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, you worked very hard. Had your second shop was beautiful, very nice. I think the only thing that I would have, my 2 cents would have just been from the first shop. I would have probably not gone as big, but that's just my 2 cents. I mean, it is what it is. It was a successful shop. It was nice. I just was a little reserved. I would have been a little more reserved going into that big shop from the first shop, and would have just rather you grow slowly.
Yeah, it was a big jump.
Mm-hmm.
Big, nice jump.
One thing I learned about you in some of our toughest moments is that you're not a quitter. You talk a lot of noise, but you ain't really no quitter. Like you just don't really have that quit spirit. You might think about it, but you don't really quit.
I'll let it go.
You don't let it go. And I seen that with you too, as far as business too. Like you talk about quitting. You wanted to quit it, but you still didn't just quit it. It had to stop. You know what I'm saying?
How did you feel about me as an entrepreneur? And me having the shop and everything that happened with the shop, like just everything from the start to the finish of the shop, like how did that make you feel?
My initial feeling from the start was I was excited. Fast forward to the finish, the initial feeling was disappointed. Them was my initial feelings. Then when I go back and break everything down about the whole process, was just a journey that had to be taken at that time.
It's kind of bittersweet talking about the shop because a lot of people don't know, like, well before the shop closed, me personally and Carrie can, be a witness to this. I wanted to be done with the shop like 6 months prior to it and really probably a year prior to it actually happening. I'm glad that it happened how it happened, because it happened the way God wanted it to happen. And I say that because Carrie kept saying like, no, Crystal, like keep going, like just do it, just do this, you know, you can do this. Like you were very like encouraging of the shop and me being in the shop. But I feel like, and me and you done talked about this in private. A lot of people don't know, like, I was ready for something different. I feel like I had got to a point to where I was holding on to it more so to make a point that I could. You know what I'm saying? But my heart really wasn't in it anymore. Like my heart really was like, I honestly felt like it was something else that I was supposed to be doing, and that I was really like wasting my time, like, you know, being here just to say like I'm an entrepreneur and I can be an entrepreneur. Being a mom also has been a great experience. It has been one of those experiences where you don't know that you need it until you have it. And my daughter has changed me, and I know it sounds so cliche. She has really like changed me in ways that I didn't know I needed to be changed. Not specifically because I want to be a better person, as bad as that might sound, but more so because I just want her to be a better person than me. And I know that by being a better person, first, she'll have an example of what it looked like to be a better person.
After everything, basically, we finally in the house together. Me, get you by myself. No parents involved, no school involved.
Right.
Grown folk business. So then Kari come. This is my grown folk business. And I think we had came up the date where we said we think she was born, right?
Yeah.
You said you think you remember the exact date.
I do. The Nitro family threw me that party in Dallas, and we was able in the house.
On the floor.
We were not on the floor. We were on the air mattress.
On the air mattress. On the air mattress. Was it? Did he gonna play or was it?
Man, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, Kari changed a lot though. She changed the whole game. And just her spirit when she first came into the world. I remember that like yesterday. And she came into the world. And she came out. She was just smiling, like she was smirking. It was crazy because the doctors was like, "Wow, she's already." Came out, eyes wide open, like she wasn't making no noise. She was just like smirking, like laughing almost. Looking around. And I looked back over there at Crystal. It was crazy going on over there. And I remember Crystal, she told me, she was like, is my baby ugly? I was like, oh my God, this girl is crazy. Like, this girl is...
I wanted to know.
I'm talking about bodies going through it, and you talking about, is my baby ugly?
Yeah.
That's when I first knew that drugs was real.
How would you describe your mom?
Beautiful, pretty, stylish, a joyful life, nice, chill. Yeah, that's it.
Then, not even a year in, or not even a few months in, it seemed like everything just starts to change. Like, everything bad, cheating, this is like family differences. Like, dang, like, where did we go wrong? Like, what did we do to deserve for all of the bad to happen in the midst of us being so happy? Like, the day of our wedding, it made me second guess everything.
So it was difficult. It's like everything got tested that day. Like, people be married for 20 years. It seemed like everything, but with a 20-year marriage might seem like it got tested the day of us becoming one.
Yeah.